What's going on, everybody? Half Nocturnal here. I've been getting a lot of requests to do a settings guide or settings for me, so we'll get right into it, and I'll show you guys my settings. Again, a lot of this is all up to preference for you guys and what your PC runs or what you're comfortable with. So don't be going and trying to change everything because you might not like it, may not be for you, or you might play differently. So it's really up to you for the settings, but I will show you all my stuff and give you guys a good idea of what I run. Alrighty, starting off with the gameplay section, we do interact, prompt style, default, button hints off. I know what buttons I'm hitting. I don't need any of the hints. I know how to interact with stuff. I know weapon switching and all that. Crosshair damage feedback, X with shield icon. I like to know what shields they have, and I like to know if I'm hitting my target. Damage numbers, stacking, ping, default, obituaries on. I like obituaries on. I think everybody should have it on because it gives you a lot of hints. When you crack an enemy's shield, it tells you a character. Um, when you are going to push a fight or a third party, it shows you if someone's been knocked. So if you have that on, you'll see the knock, and that's a great time to push, in my opinion. But that's another video topic later. But it allows you to see everything that's going on in the game. So you know who's frying out, you know what characters are frying out, you know who you should be looking for, or you can tell what fight's going on or what you do in general. You can see who you crack, all that stuff. Mini map rotation off. You have a map. I can just look. Weapon auto cycle on empty. I don't like that. I like to be able to reload manually and do all that stuff by myself. Do I forget? Absolutely. But being able to weapon cycle on empty is kind of interesting ones if I want to reload my gun or have a sentinel as my secondary. Whole bunch of stuff comes into play. It gives you more manual control over that. Auto sprint on. I don't want to click my joystick every 5 seconds to sprint again. It saves my joysticks. Double tap sprint, same thing. I don't want to be double clicking every time I want to sprint. I just want to sprint. So, jetpack control. I don't play Valk, so I have it on hold. Incoming damage feedback 3D. Let me scroll down. Taking damage closes death box or crafting menu. Turn this off. Turn that off. Because you want to be able to craft your battery quickly. You want to be able to loot a death box and then body switch. If you're getting shot at, it's going to keep pushing you out. It's going to be very frustrating. It makes everything a lot easier. Off-screen obituaries or portraits. Jiminy Crickets. I have no idea what this does. I honestly. Hop up, pop up, on, streamer mode off. I really don't care. In my opinion, you can mess around with this if you want, but I don't really care. In my opinion, I like to be able to see other people's names. I like to know who's frying out, stuff like that. Anonymous mode, I don't care. You guys can see me in the kill feed, whatever. It's up to you guys. Honestly, if you want to play anonymous, you can, but I don't see the reason to. Usage sharing enabled, performance display on. I like the performance display on because it tells me, am I lagging? Are my frames dropping? What kind of packet loss do I have? So I know, and it can kind of help you guide a fight better. If you're on high ping, you might want to play a different style. If you were on low ping, you might want to play a different style. You see what I mean? Like, there's a lot of different things that you can do with that. Communication filter, everybody. Reticle, I have mine customized. I have this bright pink one. I like this one a lot. Stands out on every map. The dark spaces, you're able to see what you're looking at. This is just my, like, you can see it stands out on most maps, like just going through. So I like the bright pink. I would suggest a bright color that's not like a yellow or a light blue, because those are the colors that you mostly see. So any kind of bright color is my suggestion. Laser sight, I don't really care. This isn't Call of Duty. They can't see it, so there's no really point for me to have a cool reticle or laser sight. Colorblind mode. If you don't want to change your reticle, you don't want to change your laser sight. I used to run this one just because it was easy for me, but now that we can do this, I suggest doing that over colorblind. Unless you are colorblind, then by all means, do what you want. Subtitles off. I don't really need to see text. I don't care what people are saying. I'm not really into the lore like that. Subtitle size normal. Enable access chat features off. I don't want to hear people's texts going off in my ear. And same thing. Alrighty, mouse and key. Just kidding. I play controller. So all this stuff is just random stuff that I mess with when I'm bored. So don't take any of this with to heart. Controller, yay. Stick layout, default, nothing fancy. Interact, reload button. I use tab. It works for me. So makes everything easier. Crouch button toggle, aim button hold. Survival slot button on. If you want to get fancy with it and do cool things like the knuckle crack or play with your arrow, survival button slot, you would want that off, but I have it on. It's easier. I don't have to really move my fingers too much. Adaptive triggers, I don't have this, so it's off. Trigger dead zones, none. Menu cursor speed, find what's comfortable for you. Go into the firing range and practice body switching or anything like that. Get used to that speed. I like mine about under 50%. I don't know what it's at actually, but right about there. I was hoping there was going to be a percentage there, but there isn't. Look sensitivity, 4. Look ADS, 3. I don't have any per optics. Response curve, linear. Look dead zone, none. If you guys don't like the stick drift, mess around with it. I like 4.4 classic with small dead zone. Feels similar to linear to me personally, but if you don't like the stick drift, classic 4.4. That's my opinion. Movement dead zone small. Inverted look off. I don't know a single person that plays with this on or inverted. But hey, who knows? There's probably someone out there goated at that, but not me. No ALCs, vibration default. Video. Display mode, full screen. Aspect ratio, 16:9. 1920 by 1080. Brightness, 50%. I like to save my eyes. It's just what's comfortable for me. Field of view is something that I like to mess with. I'll go between 110 and 104 depending on the day, depending on how my gameplay's feeling, whether I can hit my shots or not. Whole bunch of different things. FOV scaling, turn this off, in my opinion. Turn it off. When I stim, I don't want everything being pushed back and everything zooming out a little bit. Same with Bloodhound Alt. I don't know what other abilities use that, but I turned it off. I don't like that. I want to be able to have the same thing constantly so I can get used to it. So when I'm running from a fight as Octane, I don't want to randomly zoom out. Bloodhound, I want to be able to fight my best in my ult. But that's coming from a non-Bloodhound main or Octane main, so I could be completely wrong. Sprint shake, minimal, in my opinion. I don't want my screen shaking around all crazy like when I'm running around. VSync disabled, enable plus boosted, none. Texture streaming budget, 8. Texture filtering, 8. I could probably save on some of these and boost it down. I just like the way my game looks. I like to be able to actually see things and see textures and stuff. It's kind of cool. I like it. If you don't have the RAM or don't have anything like that, don't do it. If you don't have the GPU load, turn it down. No idea what this even is. I'm gonna be honest. I have it disabled. Low. Spot shadow detail, disabled. Model detail, medium. I like to be able to see who I'm fighting. I don't want to see a blur and guess it's a Maggie and have it be a Loba or anything like that. I want to be able to kind of see everything. Effects detail, low. Impact, everything else low to save my GPU, honestly, because that's so high. So that's again, these are all my opinion. You can mess around with it as much as you want. The sun shadow detail, I like those two being as low as possible, but again, just me. Oh, and ragdolls. What is ragdolls? Oh yeah, turn that low. My bad. Half those settings I really don't even know. I just have it all the way low to save on my GPU. Makes it easier. Master volume 100%. Output device, whatever your system is. Voice chat, whatever you want your system to be. That's my microphone that I use for streaming. Push to talk. I like push to talk because I don't want really people hearing what I'm saying or me talking to chat. I don't want to annoy somebody else by talking. It's just my thing. Or if I'm swearing, I don't want some kid on the other end of the mic listening to me swearing. Try to save some kids' ears. Incoming voice chat, same thing. I want to save my ears, so I don't want some kid yelling into his mic at Mach 100 or whatever. Sound effect volume 95%, dialogue volume 4. Some people recommend turning this off, but personally I like to have it on just because it allows me to hear things like, oh, third party or another team or anything like that. So if I'm really zoned in on a fight or a 2v3 and my teammate gets shot by somebody else, it's going to say another team, a third party trying to corner us, whatever it may be. Helps me get out of that zone and be like, oh, there's another team here. I have to play this differently now. Music volume, lobby music, I don't really care. Turn it down, turn it off, turn it up, whatever you want to do. Sound and background off. That's kind of really all my stuff. Nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy, but that's how I show my settings, and that's all my settings for you guys. I run the Xbox Elite Series 2 controller. Is it the best? Probably not. Could it be better? Yeah, but I have the paddles in the back for my crouch, interact, Y, basically A, B, X, Y. So I don't have to use my thumbs off the joysticks to push the buttons. It's helpful if you can't afford it. There's some other good options like the Power Fusion I used. I liked it a lot, but yeah, those are my settings. I don't have anything fancy in Streamlabs or Steam to open up the game in a certain way or anything like that. I just installed it, opened it up. That's all I did. I don't have any configs. I don't have anything like that. Granted, they took all that stuff away anyways, but I personally thought that was kind of cheating. The tap strafing and all that on controller. If I wanted to do that, I would play mouse and key. But again, story for another day. But if you guys made it to the end, thank you guys. I appreciate it. We'll be live again Friday, Saturday, Sundays, mornings, about 8 to 10 hours streaming. So come stop by and say hello if you want. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down at the bottom of this YouTube video, TikTok, or come to my Twitch. Ask a question. I'm be more than happy to answer it. Wow, we did that all in one take. That's crazy. I left in all the mistakes too, because I'm a goofball like that, I guess. But thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Bye.